are so happy to be here. It's been 1 month, I think right before Halloween, or right after Halloween, and we are back. And holy shit, what a 30 days. Well, it's been wild. I have Frank the Tank, Julio July, Diaz. I have my baby boy Scott, and Jeff is here. He's not in Tampa, or wherever. World traveler.
Thank goodness.
Thank God. And you're going to be back till January, so I'm going to drag you in. And I'm back with a whole new kind of me. Oh, boy. It's been a month. But before I get started, big shout out to so many friends that were so kind. Erica, who took me back and forth to surgery. Dee and Tom, who had to put up with me at their house. And Oshi. And Frankie, you're amazing. You came down 4 different times when you knew I was stressed. You visited me, you saw me with Frankenstein eyes, and you're like, it's the only time I'll be better looking than you.
I have pictures.
I have photo albums for people. It was wild. So instead of having one surgery November 6th, I ended up having 2 because I had a bug bite on my jawline, and they were like, it's not safe.
Yeah.
Could cause infection. So I had to go back in November 20th to do the bottom of the face. So I'm still pretty swollen down there, but I didn't want to miss another week.
I know. We're excited to get back.
And it was crazy, right? When you came and saw, like, it was wicked.
Yeah.
It looked like Frankenstein attacked my face.
She's like, look at my screws. Touch my screws. It's like, look, I don't feel anything. And she's banging her head. I'm like, okay.
I had 2 titanium screws. I have 2 titanium screws, and because when they do the eyes, the eyebrows drop. So I'm like, they're like, you've been screwed. I'm like, well,
you had a screw loose. You had a screw loose, and they tightened it.
Well, no, I still do.
Well, last time we were here, it was warm.
Yeah,
now I'm wearing a jacket, you know.
Cold,
yeah, now it's like chilly in here.
Yeah.
I'm glad I wore my jacket.
Oh, yeah, Frank, I'm trying to... Look at Frankie trying to lead me down a road. These 2 have new merch on. Frankie has not a starter jacket. What do you call that again? Bomber jacket, Tribe Called Jess. It's very cool with his number 20. And Julio, you have a new sweatshirt on.
Heck yeah, my
So that is awesome. I love the colors on both. Very styling, and I just have me.
You just have your skin.
I have my skin. My skin.
She's the name and everything.
Yeah.
But big shout out to Dr. Arzanon.
Yeah, he did a great job.
Millie, Lexi, Dahlia, and I think it was Lily. I think we're all in my surgery. And what entertainment I gave them, guys. What entertainment. I put a video up, and I interviewed Dr. Arzanon at my doctor's appointment yesterday. And I said, how wild and crazy was I on anesthesia? At 1 to 10, he's like, is there an 11?
That's what he said.
He said, I couldn't get you under control. So I woke up both surgeries, which is very normal, guys. I felt nothing. They put you under a deep sleep, and slowly it was twilight sleep. And I didn't feel a thing, except I never wanted to come back to reality because I was high as crap. And the most provocative and ridiculous things came out of my mouth.
Oh, God.
It was so bad. Like after going into the second surgery, I was super nervous because I was like, oh shit, what am I going to say? And I said, that second one, I hallucinated. I could see bluebirds flying around when I woke up. I saw my grandpa, which upset me a bit.
I remember you said that, yeah.
Obviously hallucinating it. I said wild sexual things. God. Oh, leave it to me. Leave it to me. And do you hear him in the video? Well, I learned a lot.
I know he did say that. I saw
was like, hey, whatever. How do you like that, Jeff? They pumped me up with a lot of good drugs. Jeff's not paying attention.
That chat was fired too. You were saying some funny things.
Oh no, you're fine.
I was trying to figure out where to put the Wild Style Network button on the website. I'm trying to rearrange and update the website.
You're fine. I was telling him how I was saying sexual things in my surgery when I woke up and don't remember.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know
She told me.
I do remember saying my famous line when I tell people like marriage advice, but it's all in good fun, guys. But I said, you know, guys, a blowjob a day keeps a bitch away if you don't want your man to cheat on you. I'm like, oh my God, Jessica, I've known this man 20 years. He's probably like, what in the actual F? And I'm like, well, I say it on the podcast, but with a lot more tact.
He was like, more drugs.
I bet he was. Sorry, I have to be kind of careful and take these in and out because I had stitches. So anyway, big shout out to him. He did such a good job. Northern Virginia Surgical Arts with offices in Arlington. That's where I had my surgery.
Yeah.
Manassas.
Hold on, is this payola?
What? What?
Payola.
What's payola?
Where people give you stuff so you'll talk about it on.
No, they didn't ask me to. I'm giving a shout out because they didn't fuck up my face. Warrenton and Gainesville, and they will give you 10% off of spa and surgery services if you say Tribe Called Jess.
Yeah, so make sure you go over there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. We can all look good. Get your glow up on.
Yeah.
So it was crazy, guys. It was crazy. It was wild. The hardest thing I will say for anybody that lives the lifestyle I do is my mental health went south for a minute because I can't be in the gym till the end of December. So we're almost there. That's been really hard. Like, I don't ever admit to being like sad or depressed, and being isolated kind of and alone once I, went back home. That was hard. Granted, I chose it, first world problems, but it is very, very challenging. So the pain and all that, relative.
Yeah.
It's like anything else, you kind of forget after it happens.
I got to see you more.
That's true.
This is a win for me.
There was a win for you. We had some good fun.
We did.
What did I say in the chat that was really funny?
What didn't you say in the
You were
chat?
talking about the K they gave you. Was it K?
Oh, yeah. They gave me ketamine in this IV, and then ketamine and propofol in the other IV.
You were like, this must...
All legal, guys. All legal during surgery.
You were like, this must be how it feels when they say you see the light. I was like, what?
Well, no, because when the first surgery, when I woke up, I can honestly tell you guys, I'm like, if I never actually wake up, I'm good with it. I felt so, like, I get it. Like, if it's my time, give me that. Like, give me that, because that's what I want to cross over with. Yeah,
I think you said that's why Michael Jackson kept doing that.
Yeah, he did the
trip. Yeah.
Rest his soul. Yeah, he took
And then we were all like, we should do a party where we're monitored and we're all
controlled
high.
environment. I said, doctors should offer this, because it's not something I would do on my own. It like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not me. But like in a controlled environment, I'm like, this feels pretty amazing. So it was cool. So anyway, we have a couple things coming up here at the Salisbury Center. We have Cagezilla, December 26th, and I'm sorry, guys, back up, December 16th, and I will be here, so please come out. That's CagezillaTickets.com. I think December 8th, I'm going to say it right. I know I'm going to say it right. The Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Did I say it right? Siberian.
The trans-siberian orchestra.
I don't know.
Sibian Orchestra.
At least I
You
shouted
had
out.
me at trans.
Have you ever heard of Siberia, Russia?
Yes.
Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. See, people remember it now because we had to go round robin. They won't
There
forget
you
the
go.
name.
Yeah.
And then
It's not them. It's the Trans-Siberian Orchestra Tribute Band 1224.
excellent.
I don't want people thinking that we have the actual Trans-Siberian Orchestra here.
Crazy awesome.
I don't know the difference, so sorry about that. And then the 15th of December, comedy night, and I cannot remember the artist, Jeff, off the top of my head. Do you remember?
It's a Best of DC Comedy Showcase.
Excellent. And Double Vision Party. That is January 16th with or 26th. I'm getting my,
26.
see what anesthesia does? January 26th. Doublevisionparty.com for tickets. 3 tables I think we have left. And you got a table.
I got my table.
I know. I'm so
We're
excited.
celebrating Julio's birthday.
And Riza is coming, DJ Riza, and he just opened for Dead Mal at Echo Stage on Saturday. So how exciting
place
is
was
that?
packed.
Yeah, it looked packed.
Yeah.
Dead Mal always he always cancels. So I figured they go see him when they can, when he shows up. Did you see he was at Soundcheck the night before?
Who?
Dead Mal showed up at Soundcheck the
did
night
he?
before. Yeah.
Was he Dead Mouse or was he his other persona?
I don't know. Everybody's posting him. So I just was like, oh, he not only showed up, he did 2 shows.
Yeah, I saw him at Soundcheck too.
Yeah, so Riza will be here, and it's going to be awesome. Come out. I'm going to start going around this coming week. Jeff has flyers for me, and I'm going to do it old school style.
Oh, it's going to be fun.
It's going to be really fun. Oh, he's just so good. He's so talented. His transitions are good. He's open for Fisher, Cascade. I mean, go down the list. So he's such a good guy too. So super excited. We're going to give $1,000 cash prizes away to twins and those that look like twins. Twins get in free, like proper twins. And there'll be specials on doubles all night. And of course, I'll be in some sort of costume. And I'm sure it'll be naughty. I'm sure. I mean, I'm just coming out now. New face, new year, new me, literally.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the swelling to go down because it's uncomfortable. It's really tight. So.
That's what she said.
Oh, God. Fucking asshole. So anyway, what happened today, guys? Taylor Swift was named.
Oh, yeah. Person of the Year.
Times Person of the Year, which they started doing Person of the Year in 1999 versus Man and Female because it started out in 1927 with Man of the Year, of course. Females didn't get shit. And a lot of people were, of course, I'm super happy. I've followed Time Person of the Year for years. A lot of people are upset, though. And I was like, look, you got to see why they pick it. I figured Taylor would get it. They look at the all-around accomplishments, and people are like, what about, president of Ukraine or this or that? And I was like, I don't think that's who it's going to be this year. And there's no problem with wanting that. But when people actually go and educate themselves, the reason, is that him?
Yeah.
Oh, the reason that they
Julio?
chose Taylor Swift was because with so much bad going on in the world, they wanted someone that brought so much joy to everyone all around. She's so generous and just such a good person. What did you think of it?
I mean, I love her.
Yeah.
So, and she's influenced a lot of people, positively.
Yeah, positivity and joy. And the Time magazine was joy. That was their main thing. She brought joy to people. That's why they, obviously, in all her accomplishments. I mean, if you don't know Taylor's a boss lady, how much she gives, and reading the Time article, did you see what she said in that Time article?
I did. But before you go there, I was going to mention also, how she impacted the economy.
Yeah.
Remember we mentioned that before, all that money she brought into those towns, the businesses.
Yeah.
So, especially as our economy is slowed down, right?
Right. And I think all around, I think a couple guys, I was reading all over the internet, and, some men were super emasculated, the things they were saying. I'm like, guys, come on.
I'm not surprised.
It was a little much, but the thing she said in the article, first of all, the shocking thing was calling out Kim Kardashian. I
didn't read that part. I just read that.
So that was huge. So basically, Taylor disappeared for 6 years, and it started with Kim Kardashian, and Taylor has never commented publicly on it. Kim Kardashian basically and Kanye were on a phone call that Kim recorded, and Taylor says she recorded it illegally, edited it, and basically ruined Taylor's career for a while. And so Taylor left the country, got a rental house, and didn't leave the rental for 1 year. Wouldn't hardly take phone calls, didn't trust anybody. And it's the first time she's called Kim Kardashian out.
Wow.
So, that's going to be, I'm curious if Kim will comment in days to come, because it was pretty mean girl stuff and pretty scandalous. You should go read it. The other thing she said, which I think we've talked about, her and Travis were together shortly after that game took place. What's wrong with you? Shortly after that game took place, they dated in private. And so when she showed up to her very first Chiefs game, they were already a couple.
Yeah, I saw that.
And she's like, do you honestly think we'd hard launch at his football game?
Yeah.
I'm what's happy funny? That Travis helped, Taylor become Person of the Year.
I mean, duh. She put her on the map, guys. Yeah, somebody said, one of my good friends, he was yanking my chain, but he said that I like Swift. And I said, no, I've always been a Travis fan. I like Taylor more because of Travis. I've always liked Taylor, but I like her a lot more. And now I know every lyric. I play her all the time.
Yeah, she was a Kelsey fan.
And then the other thing she said was, look, there's cameras miles, far away at the stadiums. I don't know if I'm being shown one time or 17 times. And she said, I'm sorry. So, I'm sorry. I don't know if I'm upsetting the dads, Brads, and Chads. I'm there to support him. I thought that was awesome. And then she's such in her villain era, right? Like in a good way, a good villain. Like I feel like I'm there too this year. Like all of a sudden in this so she goes, I've learned not to argue with your enemies. The trash takes itself out. You got to read it. It's an excellent, excellent article.
Damn, Tay Tay.
What did you think?
That sounds awesome. Like, she's definitely leveled up.
Oh, yeah, 100. I mean, she's iconic. She's reached such iconic status. And I think just business-wise, bringing joy, the generosity she spreads, I think it was a great pick and the right pick for who was in the running. But I think everybody can have their opinion, but we don't have to. Taylor didn't pick herself.
Yeah, I mean, but that's always going to happen. You can't please everybody. And then there's people who really hate, and they'll say mean things.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, whatever. I don't care. Congratulations, Taylor. I'm sure she's listening to Tribe Called Jess. You never know.
We love you.
I love
you.
We do love you, and we've been supportive.
But you know what I thought, though? When she mentioned that it had gone out before, I remember you mentioned body language. Remember?
Yeah.
You had said stuff to her like, no, this is more serious. And I remember you had that conversation.
So when they said it today, I posted, I was like, I knew it.
Confirmed it. Yeah.
I knew it. Yeah. And, oh my God.
You've been on point a lot with her, with everything.
I just got a gut feeling. This is the one. They just fit. They fit. That's just my gut feeling. Hey, who knows? Life is ever changing. And how about a big shout? I'm just trying to catch up on all these things like I saw. How about a big shout out to like Dolly Parton? Like, holy shit. Wow. First of all, nobody ever tell me, because we all know I'm the queen of crop tops. I cannot wear a crop top. I work for the body. I don't like to have a lot of clothes. I don't. I like I have a crop top on tonight. I don't give a shit. I'm well aware it's 30 degrees out and I have a coat on. I don't need to be told, because Dolly just told all of you, sit down.
Yeah. She still looks good. How old is she? 70?
77.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God. Like, oh my God. Like her body, oh my God.
She's such a sweetheart too.
Oh, her generosity, what she's done for books and reading. And I mean, there's a list of stuff. It literally is a list. And somebody's like, she's 77, put clothes on. I'm like, what? Shut up, haterade. Like, if you can, believe me, you will. So if you're not, you probably can't. I mean, come on. Good for Dolly. Do whatever you want in life. If you want to wear a sweatsuit every day, wear that.
What is it that you say? You better have it.
You better have that shot in your back.
Yeah.
It's very unkind when I say it too. I'm mad when normally when I say it, I'm pretty pissed.
I know, yeah.
Like I'm like, you better come at me with that shot in your back. But whatever. Sorry guys, I got to adjust. I got to be careful of this face.
That was over Thanksgiving, so we were out
that
for
was a game. You guys came to D's for Thanksgiving. Thank you so much. And then you guys got me home so I could see my brother came in from Germany. Hi, Jake. And Jackson, my nephew.
His soccer jerseys were nice, too.
And they got Tribe. I did post them on the Tribe Called Jess. And please follow us, guys, wherever you get your podcast, Wild Style Network and Tribe Called Jess on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Google Play. And please follow our Tribe Called Jess Facebook page, Tribe Called Jess TikTok, and Tribe Called Jess 1 on Instagram. I am constantly posting. So
yes, follow us.
I try and post them. Yeah. I mean, we're awesome. Duh. Duh. So what do you...
Oshi?
Do it for Oshi. Oshi's got a little bit of a cold. I'm a little concerned. But hopefully he has the sniffles and... coughed once, but I've been watching.
Right from the crop top he was wearing.
Yeah, no shit. No, he's probably coughing because of the stupid Commanders jersey I put him in, and then they embarrassed me on Sunday.
I don't want to talk about them.
Leading us into sports. So embarrassing. I was so upset. So upset. I don't even know what to do. I almost became a Chiefs fan. Remember, I'm like, I'm going to become a Chiefs fan.
Oh, yeah. She was like,
but
then you were saying Miami because of the wide receiver that's dating
because I love Alex Earl.
Yeah.
She's phenomenal. I just love how real she is. If you don't follow Alex Earl, she's a cool chick. She reminds me of me 20 years ago. I mean,
what you said, yeah.
In terms of personality, she is exactly who she says she is. And she dates Braxton, what's his last? Barros? Braxton Barros, guys. I don't know. They're not listening. Number 0.
He's not here.
He's
No clue who that is.
That's Miami wide receiver.
Wide receiver for Miami. He's pretty good.
I don't even know Tyreek Hill.
All right, so that's what we wanted to talk about. So give us the dirt.
So they're interviewing him, right?
Again?
And so he was saying that he left because he was jealous of Kelsey and Mahomes. They had each other, So he was like,
right.
yeah. So
was no
because
room for
of
me.
jealous, yeah, he said there's no room for him. He was jealous, so he left. I was like, what?
So in one way,
romance.
that could have not worked out for him, right? So risky decision based on ego.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's risky.
I mean, but he is really
But now he's with the Niners now, right?
No, Miami.
Yeah. Miami.
Did you forget those 2 60-yarders
Yes.
that the guy threw over the Commanders?
Yeah, no, I did not. And then I called him the blinds. I was confused. Yeah, now I remember.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. So it worked out for him, but I always get nervous when the football players get really egotistical or sports players.
Well, wide receivers are big divas. They're always known for being divas.
Are they?
Yeah.
They're the best
Randy Moss. All those,
well,
yeah.
okay. There's certain ones that are divas,
Odell Beckham. The big ones, the main ones are all divas. They always want the
Well, they
ball.
deserve it.
They always get the attention.
They matter.
Terrell Owens.
I love Terrell. I love him.
I liked him. I loved him too.
He's so entertaining.
Yeah.
He's so I loved T.O. Come on. Keyshawn Johnson. Yeah.
And
I don't know.
The playmaker, all of them. They're all divas. They always want the ball.
I mean,
They
don't
want the
take me
attention.
wrong. It's like having that shot and you're the wide receiver.
I mean, yeah,
Or the
you're
QB.
good. You're good.
I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I'm saying making kind of a risky decision leaving based off ego. If that didn't work out for him down in Miami, it's a risky decision. But a smart one. Risk brings most reward.
Yeah, and now they're like on top.
Yeah. So
I thought it was funny though, because like, he's not like a jealous.
jealous.
Yeah, he's like, I'm jealous. He just said it. I was just jealous he had Kelsey. I was like, what? So what article is this?
I'm
What?
jealous Mahomes has Kelsey too. God, he's just so freaking hot. And he
Keep it in your pants.
yeah, whatever. I'm happy he has Taylor, but God, he's hot. And he's growing his like hair back and his beard back. Like now he's getting
Like a mullet?
because I didn't like the whole mustache thing, but now he's filling it all in, and I'm
Didn't
like,
like the state trooper look.
look, I'm living my love story of life through Taylor and Travis. I'm very happy for them, but the man is hot.
It's super cute.
Oh,
Remember we also
I
saw
love love.
we also saw that concert over Thanksgiving.
Oh, I made you. No, I watched it twice now. Like a little girl, the snake one. What was it called? That tour was
Barrows.
called something.
What is it?
I haven't seen this. So I don't know
Anyway.
what you're talking about.
We watched Taylor. Are you talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
Taylor? Yeah. It's anyway. Who
But
cares?
that wasn't the one that she changed the lyrics for him, right?
Oh no, that was Era's tour when he
Arrows.
was
That's
in
what I'm like. Barrows.
Era's tour.
Arrows.
Yeah.
That wasn't the tour we watched.
Not arrows.
Oh.
It's not a Chiefs
We
reference.
watched her old tour, which was awesome when she had all the serpentines and shit.
That was so cute. You know how I am.
I'm a hopeless romantic,
Me
but
too.
I
me
don't
too.
show
I'm
it.
all
You
invested
show
in
it.
it. I do.
So
You show it.
So
I
they have
don't
matching
show
little
it.
carts that they get pushed onto around the stadiums when she's doing her concerts now too.
Yeah, oh yeah, because she gets in the dining cart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if they do. I don't know.
And you're doubling down still that they will be engaged by your
my
birthday.
birthday. Yeah,
It's in March.
whatever. They're 30 something. They want to have sex, have babies, and do their careers. And
No, I think you might be right.
I think I
though.
might be right.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, they're spending the Christmas together.
The Christmas.
Yep, the Christmas. I'll be alone at Christmas. That's so sad. I kind of want to be though.
Okay. Forget there goes your
I know,
invite.
I know, right?
I know. Scratch her off. Scratch her off.
Oh, you can come.
So anyway, who do you think's going to the Super Bowl?
Who do I know is going to the Super Bowl?
Not the Ravens.
What? How dare you, Jessica?
No way.
Yeah, they're on fire right now. They got the best defense.
Yeah, because the Commanders are going to make.
We
No.
know.
There was no need. I'm defending your team. You're like, you need to kick me when I'm
Wait,
down.
all right. So Ravens too.
I'd love your support, bro, but I
I
don't.
think it might be. I think it might be a repeat of a few years ago.
Oh, Ravens 49ers?
Yep.
49ers,
San
yeah.
Francisco, Baltimore.
Here's the problem, and I told Frankie this, and I love the Ravens. You know, I do because I love the colors, best tailgate. But anytime I watch them, the one time in the Super Bowl, it's just super boring. Like I told you this.
I know.
I said it's just not an exciting.
Beyonce blew the fuses and they had to stop the game for like an hour.
Beyonce might have been awesome. The game sucked. It was just, I don't know. It just wasn't. Hey, I'm all for it because I like the Ravens. They're local, you know, DMV.
Yeah.
I would love to see it. I'm just saying, I just want to see an exciting Super Bowl. I
when
don't
the
know
Ra-
who I'm predicting yet.
So when the Ravens and the 49ers are playing the Super Bowl, have a TV for you on the side and you can watch Taylor Swift's concert.
No, I'd rather watch football. I'd rather watch football.
This is boring.
No, I like exciting
I'm
games.
sorry if Kelsey's not going to be
I
playing.
like flashy games. I like games with a lot of publicity around them, like Mama Kels last year, that whole brothers thing. I mean, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just remember last time I didn't like that Super Bowl very much, and I enjoy the Super Bowl a lot. So anyway, all right, let's get into it. That was enough banter. I'm bored with it now too.
That's enough foreplay.
All right, so I'm kind of embarrassed to ask you this question, but one of our friends asked me to ask you this question.
Oh God, I don't know if I'm ready. I don't even know what she's gonna ask me.
So, I was told to ask you the last part first. When you were a kid, did you whack off in tube socks?
What?
Do you hear
No, that's what he does now.
I know when I was a kid. Yeah, I think every kid did that.
Did you do it like extra?
You mean extra?
I'm going to tell you why.
What's extra?
This is actually really funny. I was like,
No, I mean, every once in a while, I wasn't one. No,
Oh, it makes me
maybe
sick.
a couple of times here and there.
because most people that have foot fetishes did that. It was like a proven statistic. So they were like, ask them the back. You can't get mad because it's
No, I'm
funny
not
as
mad.
shit.
No, I'm just saying, yeah, but I don't think. No, I wasn't like all the
Like
time.
a majority
doing
of people that have foot fetishes jerked off into.
into socks. That's interesting.
I'm
That's
like,
funny.
how does one correlate with the other, and how do you even do this study? But I was like, okay, I'll ask him.
Yeah,
I'll ask him.
Where did tube socks go? Feet.
I know. Yeah, I mean, I get the socks thing, but no, I wasn't. Yeah, no, I didn't. I wasn't like a sock guy.
No.
Nah.
Oh, baby. Oh,
I was stockings.
that's so gross. I'm gonna vomit. What? Oh God, guys, boys are so gross when they're kids. So gross. I love being a boy mom, but the very thought, I'm just like, what?
They're gross as men too.
I know. It doesn't
Well,
get better.
true, fair, just different. Are they still whacking off in socks?
Is that why we don't have socks at home?
Jeff, do you
That's why I
think
don't let my
they're
housekeeper do my laundry.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh God.
You still want to do my laundry, Jessica?
No. Now, no. After you said that, absolutely fucking not.
It's
Whatever.
not. It's because too much starch. They put too much starch on my stuff. That's why it's
Ew.
all extra starch.
Ew. So gross.
You asked.
All right. So then one of
What's the
our
first part?
one of our viewers asked, they sent me this last night. Is it a problem, or would you have a problem if your significant other talked to a coworker a lot? Like we're extra. Like,
like
you
a
know,
work
people
husband?
have a work, wife, and I kind of think that they were really buddied up with a coworker.
Opposite sex, though?
Yeah.
Damn, that's a long pause.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not much of a jealous person. So,
I think here's dude, it's a tough call because I get why you're with somebody. It's kind of like kids are in school, your teachers or your other parents. Like, so I get why some women and men would be uncomfortable with it because you are with those people more than you're at home during the week.
yeah.
Right? They get you on the weekend. I mean, just high level talk. So I can kind of understand. At the same time, I would gauge the health of my relationship. So if I have a super healthy relationship and they're just buddies at work and like, you know me, I talk a lot of times to dudes more. I mean, no ill intent, nothing's going on, and absolutely not. Now, if it made my significant other super uncomfortable in a work situation, I can totally get that. Now, I've seen excess where texting after work, calling after work, that doesn't need to be going on. It should never be going on, period.
Work husband.
See, personally, I don't think I would let it get to that point either, though.
I don't think
Like-
you should. Hold on. I don't
Right?
like. I always say. My grandma always said. My grandfather and I never put a. Sorry, guys. I have to keep doing this because I had the stitches in my ear, and I'm going to move them back a little bit. But I don't. I think you're putting yourself in a situation.
Yeah.
Even if you're not that person by nature, if there's no need to be that close. I mean, I've seen people where they have their coworker texting them after work on the weekend. I'm like, okay, like that crosses a line.
Yeah.
I think that does cross a line.
I mean, why does my coworker need my phone number anyway? Like, I wouldn't.
We all have our coworkers' phone number. I mean, we always did.
Well, it's.
Sales. I mean, we were all.
That's what I'm saying. It depends on the environment. It depends what you do for a living, though. You know?
Fair enough.
Like when I was younger, I worked construction. I was a
if
sheet metal guy. So
my significant other's coworker who is female is calling all weekend and texting, and they're texting back and forth, I'm going to have a problem with that, even if my relationship is secure, because if we get in a fight or this or that, and he goes to this woman, what's going to go on there? And so I agree with you. Look, work's work, leave it at work. It's cool to be cool. Like, I was always cool with all my coworkers.
Yeah.
You know, Carrie Ann and I are close friends, like, but and I have a few others, but pretty much they're coworkers. And you leave it at the door.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I would never let it go to that point. I always say I like to be treated how I want to be treated. So,
yeah.
You know,
Jeff, do you have an opinion on that? Coworkers?
It's always dangerous.
Yeah, I agree.
Stuff like that. It just depends on how they handle it, but you also have to trust your partner too, and if they're gonna do what they're gonna do regardless. So
yeah, I agree. Yeah. But I mean, I think I wouldn't put up with, like, I've seen this where I had a lady, one of my friends, get upset because the coworker was texting and calling on the weekend, like, not for work purposes, and I think that's definitely excessive, and she had a right to be upset.
Well, that's the thing, though. You said it. It's not for work purposes. Why is my coworker calling me
100%
or texting me if it has nothing to do with work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I think there's some male, like you and I, and we've talked about this, are literally like best friends, brother, sister. Like, we've also talked about when we do get in relationships, absolutely respect each other's significant other and their boundaries and everything. But I think we have a very great relationship, and anybody would get that. But I would also respect you, and I'm not going to blow you up all weekend when you're with your girl. Like, you know.
I mean, it's common sense too. Like, I don't know if you get a man, I'm not going to be. I always say this to my female friends.
But most women,
you could call me at any time right now. I'm single.
Yep.
But if I'm in a relationship, don't be calling me after a certain time.
Yeah.
You know, and it's common sense. So I'm not going to be, you know, like sending you all those reels at 3 a.m. I'm going to be like, why are you up?
Funniest thing is I wake up at like 4 a.m. and I'll be like, what was Frankie up for? Because I can see the time. You know, you completely have to respect your partner, their boundaries. And, you know, even if they're cool, like, I want time with my partner, leave me alone. You know what I mean? And vice versa.
Well, let me ask you this question. I have a question now, speaking of phones. What do you think? What's your opinion about when somebody, let's say you bump into somebody, right? And they're like, hey, they hit me up. They're like, hey, I saw Jessica the other day. I don't have her phone number. Can you give me her number so I can hit her up?
No.
What's your opinion on that? I always ask the person, like,
call me and ask me.
That's what I always do.
And ask me, but fuck no.
Right?
I get so mad. That's happened to me. Like, now, if it's my girlfriend, a girl to girl, but it's like, but even then, if it's within the circle, I lost Jessica's number, like something like that. Yeah. Cool. But no.
I always ask. No. I don't care if it's a female, a long friend, or whatever.
Now, I gave D your number. Like, I knew that was fine. You kind of can gauge that. Like, I knew D, you know, I was like, hey, here's Frankie's number, and vice versa. You can gauge certain friends.
Yeah, well, tell her stop blowing me up. No, that explains everything. No,
no, but you know what I'm saying. I think, like, I would give Scotty your number, and but just rando. Oh, no.
I'm not a rando, but maybe somebody, you know, acquaintance or somebody that knows
like,
you. And,
no.
Yeah.
The answer is always no.
Yeah.
No, I don't even give my number.
Okay. I mean, that's how I feel too.
I mean, I give my number, but I'm saying I don't give my number out a ton. So no.
Yeah, same opinion. That's what I think.
Yeah. A lot of strange people out there.
Yeah. So, Frankie, we're gonna do Ask Jess.
Oh yes.
God.
And God, I had a question for you guys too, and now I can't remember. Go ahead.
Yeah, you only gave me a part. What was the other one? Part 2, part 1?
Part 1 of what?
Never mind. Okay, this is my question. It has to do with clothes. I even wrote it down to make sure I ask it. So, why is it that women always have something to say about other women's outfit? They always got to give an opinion about another woman's outfit. And a follow-up to that is, they'll give the opinion, and then they'll ask their boyfriend and be like, hey, babe, what do you think about that outfit? And then if he doesn't agree, you know, with her own opinion, it becomes an issue.
I think women are just women, right? Now between,
it's not their fault. They're just women.
I mean, we do. Okay, so there's certain girlfriends that I'm super close to that we were together. I might whisper in their ear like, "Oh God, that's not a good one." But I would normally it's a compliment if I'm talking about someone's outfit.
Well, I know you've always complimented. Like when
I try to compliment girls because girls don't make girls. They do and they don't. It's I say 50-50. I don't know if it's 50-50, but I think girls are either super nice or they make other girls feel like complete shit because of their own insecurities.
Yeah.
So I 100% go out of my way to give meaningful compliments. Now I'm not going to fake, but I try to find something about a woman that I can compliment because I want them to feel good. Because women, we struggle just naturally. We're more just insecure by nature. Now, in regard to the male thing, I think a little bit when I've done that in the past, you want your man. I guess there's a little side of you that wants your man to think you're the best and you want to look that good and you're kind of gauging to see, does she look better? And not necessarily insecurity, Frankie. But I think, you just want to make sure that you're looking good for your man and like, does he look that better? And blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, some of it could be insecurity. It depends if he says, yeah, that's a great outfit. And then she gets mad. Well, then we go back to the same thing as hypothetical. And I don't want to go repetitive, but she's just asking you for a trap.
Is that why girls also don't like other girls? Like if they're out in public and they see another girl wearing the same outfit that they're wearing?
I do not care. I don't know why people get so upset about this. This annoys me about women.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, she has the same thing on as me. Well, thank God she has good taste. Like, who gives a shit? Like, I do not, like, if somebody has the same thing on or like, oh my God, you can't wear that. I'm like, I've never seen, I just think it's the dumbest shit in the world.
Well, have you seen that video where like it says reaction towards like the difference between a woman and a guy? Like guys will be like, oh, like oh, you're yeah, like stuff like that.
Like, I'm just kind of like, who cares? Like, you both look great. You obviously have great taste. Like, girls get very, it's that again is 50-50.
Is it because women want more attention? Is that what it is? Is it about attention? They always want to be the special one? I think
maybe it's attention. Or, one looks better than the other in it. I mean, different body type, different face. I mean, I can't rock outfits that other girls rock the same.
I mean, I love it when women I like it when women compliment each other, like genuinely. And especially if they're attractive, they're not intimidated, but they're just like, oh, you look so pretty. And they're like, oh, you look so pretty.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are just like, oh, like they can't see another pretty face or a nice, cute outfit. And then they'll be like to their man, oh, I mean, that outfit looks so tacky on her. And then the guy goes, I think she looks all right. And we're like, oh, no.
I mean, look, a lot of it comes from probably insecurity. We've all been there as women and men. I mean, men have their own insecurities.
Yeah, of course.
I think
I've heard.
I think by complimenting and going out of your way, even if you're insecure, it builds your own confidence and security.
Yeah.
It's okay to be insecure. Sometimes we just are. We're not feeling great about ourselves. I mean, I just got my whole face done. What do you think? Wasn't insecure, but I was not feeling good. Like I was like, I want that. So some people came at me with I got some negative messages about what I did. And I'm like, I did it because I wanted to. And that's it. It's none of your business. But, quite frankly, I mean, I told you, I think, I mean, and this is going to sound vain and maybe some people are going to disagree with me, but I told you at one point, like when we were in Miami, like, I don't even want to look at myself in the mirror anymore.
Yeah.
Now to someone else, they might have been like, oh my God, you're so pretty. To me, I couldn't even look at myself anymore because that age was starting to set in my mind.
Correct.
So rapidly. And I wanted to turn back time, tighten everything in an age where I could still enjoy it. I'm 49 in March. And but at the end of the day, that's insecurity on some level. It's vanity at its greatest.
I've told you how I feel about aging. Like, I mean, I don't want to get old. I'm happy I have a baby face that helps. But, I mean, you can't stop it. So if you can adjust to it a little bit and help it, why not?
Look, I've said it on every post. I actually super respect women that can grow gracefully because I can't do it.
Yeah.
And I think it's super confident to be able to do so. And I admire it. That's never going to be me. And I'm not going to apologize for making decisions. Look, some people go out and spend their money on motorcycle. I don't know. And I may say, why'd you do that? They're so dangerous.
Don't say why I spend my money on.
Yeah, I'm not.
Tube sucks.
Tube socks. Tube socks and twerking. Double T's. But anyway, here nor there.
Yeah.
So, Julio, what's your question?
Oh, we're just gonna stop like that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to stop because I want to get to our subject because I actually think it's pretty good, and we only got limited time, and I can't keep these things on my ears too long.
Yeah.
Took it on one of the screws. Yeah, it doesn't move. But my question has to do with kind of like maybe like your cultural upbringing, I guess the best way to say it. But
My adopted father.
I know. No, but like for example, Frankie and I, you know, being Hispanic and everything, growing up, we had like certain traditions and cultural aspects kind of, you know, be a part of our lives. And so my question is your traditions and culture ever affect the way you choose a significant other or a partner?
I mean, I was adopted by my dad. And then I was mostly with my dad in my teenage years. So, no.
What was he? Like ethnicity wise?
My adopted dad?
Yeah.
It doesn't even get whiter than him. But I grew up in Philly.
It doesn't get any water.
Well,
It's like the food was bland.
no, he actually took me all around the city.
Raisins
but
all over.
He made a great
blonde hair,
casserole.
blue eye. I mean, he's like, people said we looked alike. I'd be like, yeah, no, we don't.
Did he just say raisins all over?
Yeah, like, I don't know.
On the
Dude, that is the
casseroles.
best stereotype that is so untrue.
Okay, mayonnaise and everything.
Yeah, that's different, but yeah, I feel like that's the white stereotype that I've never seen raisins in anything.
Like raisins?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Maybe when in 1980,
Okay, that's when we were kids.
they did have the little boxes of raisins all the time at the school. But I don't see raisins. Anyway, no, I would just say preferences. At this point, it's don't be a piece of shit. No, that's not true.
Wow.
I would not say anything. I do like, I think Philly wise, I think a lot of Philly, because they're Italian, Irish, blah, 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 you know, you get that. I'm not saying everyone, but, you know, they open the doors. They're very much about caring about their women, at least back then when I used to live there. Just very manly.
Please tell us a little bit more.
Just very manly. So I would say that I like about up there. So I look for that, but no, nothing culture.
Now, I'm asking because, like, growing up, you know, our mom's always like, you know, marry a nice Hispanic girl, a nice Salvadoran, you know, that way she can
Yeah,
make
I get it.
tortillas and all that. And me thinking, I was like, I like white girls, mom. I'm sorry. But then, you know, as I get older, I'm thinking, not because of like the food thing, but more like, man, there's just so many, you know, things growing up Hispanic, like certain songs in
Yeah.
Spanish that just, you know, hit differently.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, man, if I show that to like a girl that doesn't understand Spanish,
Yeah.
then it's like, that's something that I'm missing.
I mean,
out on,
I
you know?
do get, like, we have a friend and he's cultural. I don't want to say who because it's private business.
Yeah.
And I think he'll marry within his culture. And I understand completely why, because there's a lot of traditions in that culture. Some people say, like, well, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, I get where he's coming from.
Yeah.
I don't think he should be forced to, but I mean, I get where he's coming from and I understand why. And I get why people, Hispanic, people from Indian background and very much traditional cultural people. And like you said, you might want someone that gets it, but I think also don't sell other people short. If they love you, they're going to learn about your culture. So I think that it could be a win either way.
That's how I am. I'm like, you know, obviously I love, you know, my culture or my food, but I grew up with it. Like I ate it for so many years. I lived all that for so many years. Like I like something different.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I like different.
Yeah.
You know, and I like to embrace the difference in
Yeah.
that culture. And I like to, and it gives me opportunity to share mine.
but
Yeah.
it's a little bit different for you guys though, because I think about Jess and I, because you guys have your culture is more direct from specific areas, and even like our, it's not like a skin thing or heritage thing. It's really what people grew up with. So like our
Yeah.
Greek friends tend to do Greek stuff, and because their parents came over from Greece. So it depends, I think, for me, how far removed you are from when your relatives came over.
Yeah.
Because my family came over like in the 1600s or something like that. So there's been so many things passed down, and it was mostly Welsh to start off with, and Irish. And then there's English, and those sort of they've all mixed together. So we don't really have a cultural identity, whereas I have friends who their parents came over from England, and they still do like English things.
Yeah.
So I think that's really what it is like the further removed you are from your relatives that came over here from wherever they came from, is how more well defined it is.
I agree with you 100%. I mean, had things taken a different turn, that might have been different for me, but and
it becomes more like where you grew up more than your family history. It's more about like my family's from West Virginia, so I grew up on like beans and potatoes and
country. And Philly's very cultural in eating. Like my dad, we went in the city all the time, even though.
And you came from a city, then other people are from California. All their family has been there for years.
Yeah,
they're way different too. So I think that the cultural thing is more if you're your family is quote unquote newer to America.
Correct.
And you still have closer ties to those different cultures.
I agree with you.
But you could also still be like, for example, like city folk. You could be like, I like country, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like because our quote unquote culture is so far removed from us because it's so Americanized now. It's been blended for generations that we don't really have a culture anymore. So our culture becomes our geography.
That's where our Greek friends, their Greek parents are here. Your parents, were
My
here.
Italian friends, they do Italian. Their parents or their grandparents came over. They do Italian stuff. My friends that are Lebanese.
And if their parents aren't here and you're removed
if their parents or the grandparents came over, then that's more of an influence. But for me, I mean, like I said, it's like great grandparents or something that came over. So I don't really have anything like. I think the latest one to come over in my family was like in the early to mid 1800s.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with Jeff.
Jeff is like, let's go colonizing.
No, my family came over on the indentured servant, or the ones that got in trouble.
Servant.
Yeah, the ones that got in trouble over there and had to pay off their debts to come over here.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah, mine weren't the colonizers. They were the ones that came over and did the work for the colonizers. I think
That's funny.
Yeah. So
But that makes sense. What you said. Yeah.
I like what Jeff
So
said.
in other words, you're pretty much open to any most cultures and races and.
I've never, that about me. I've never been not open to it. I'm pretty open. I mean, I tend to see, and I want to get to this main subject and maybe hit the other one, but I mean, I think as I've gotten older, I'm attracted to people for different reasons now. Yeah. And I'm not sure. I don't have a type. I'm like, I say don't be me. The more self-aware you get, the picky you are. It's like a double-edged sword, right? Because you're self-aware, and on the other end, you're like the minute you have the ability, which is a gift, to walk away from anything that doesn't serve you. Anyway, I want to get to the next subject.
I'm laughing because you said some words, and I want to ask my questions because I want to hear this.
Not that question. That's the end.
My second question.
Yeah, it's the end. That's what we're wrapping with. I'm trying.
Okay. Never mind.
That was a question for all of us. Question? I told you that if you listen to your voice clips in direction. Nobody listens to me. I spend all this time racking my brain. Scott, give me about 10 more minutes. You good with that? All right. So Kristen Cavalli, Laguna Beach. Do we remember her?
Yes.
Laguna Beach. You guys remember her? Scott, are you a Laguna fan? We haven't heard from you at all tonight, Scott.
What's Laguna?
Okay, never mind.
Oh boy.
Don't worry about it.
You're too young.
Anyway, she has a podcast now, and she was talking. You guys watched it because she got divorced. She was married to Jay Cutler.
Yes.
That's right.
She just named that one guy from that show, the hottest guy she ever hooked up with. Oh, I forget his name. I wish I'd wrote it down. Anyway, her point was she comes out and she said since she's gotten divorced, or this is her new rule, it's been a while, that she doesn't sleep with anyone until the third date. And she goes, does this really fucking matter? Should I just be having sex on the first date? At the end of the day, does it really fucking matter? So then she said, relationship coach did a survey. And now I don't have any details on the survey. There was no information given. So that said, most happy couples, hold on, I wrote this down. 90% of the happy couples she has coached banged on the first or second date and have been together for years and years and perfectly happy. So I kind of thought about this. Well, we'll go round robin too, and then I'll give my opinion, and we'll have to table some of the show. I had so much written down for next week. Sorry, my dog's being a little crazy. What do you think?
I always thought, for me, I always let the woman decide. Right.
So you would smash on the first date, though?
Yeah.
If you liked her, you'd smash.
Yeah.
Would it make you think less of her?
No.
Okay. Jeff, would you smash on the first date?
Come on now.
Okay, I know that. Would you think less of the girl?
No.
Would that make you, if you had a connection, not have a relationship with her?
I don't recall very many that I didn't date that I didn't smash on the first one.
Okay, no, I'm asking.
Yeah. I mean, my true love, I didn't smash for 7 months.
Damn. That's hot, though. There's something about holding out that much.
It's so funny. It's so funny, though. He said, my true love, I didn't smash.
Yeah.
It's just
The
that
Maryland
word.
Girl?
Yeah.
See, I always listen, Jeff.
Yeah.
I never forget a
Yeah.
fact.
Just fun fact.
No, but then the other ones, I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of the others that I dated for years, Beck was on and off for 12 years, and another more recent one was on and off for 9 years, and they were all first night.
How did I not meet? Oh, I know Becca. How do I not meet these chicks? Oh, well, anyway.
Yeah.
You?
No, I agree. I mean, I think there was like wasn't there like a study like in Iceland how women, bang on the
Well,
first
they're on
night?
the opposite. We did that whole thing on that. Yeah, I did a thing on
It
that.
tells them kind of like where the relationship will go. Like,
Yeah.
if there's chemistry, then great. If there's not, then
Yeah.
everyone had a good time.
So I'm like twofold on this, guys. So I had to think about it because part of me is like exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
That frame of mind of not, to me, again, sex and character, chemistry is chemistry and sex doesn't equal character. And I know I carry myself with class and morality. So I don't correlate that all. And I'm like, yeah, find out. Why go to 3 and then find out, fuck, I just wasted 3 days to find out it doesn't. Because that, again, sex to me is second. Hold on, let me finish. Because I know you're dying to say something.
You know me so well. You see my face. I'm like, hey.
But then here's the issue. Like back in the day, and I've talked about this on the show, and it doesn't make me and it's going to sound bad, but I would do it to self-sabotage to avoid connection because I didn't feel worthy of love. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So I thought if I did, they wouldn't call me again. It was like this crazy avoidance that you only realize in hindsight, right? That was completely unhealthy. And now coming out of this, I'm like, so like the other way where I'm like, I need emotional connection. And the other thing I kind of like is the anticipation. Like that's why I said that 7 months, that's hot. Okay, I'm not waiting 7 months for anybody. But I mean, a little anticipation is kind of hot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
Like I'm not talking a month even, just like some anticipation. So, but I do have to have some sort of, I'm not talking about love, emotional connection where I connect with this person on some kind of intellectual, emotional level. And I also think you guys, I don't know if you are the exception to the rule or not. You guys saying like, oh, I wouldn't think less of her, I'd still date her, right? Because if I actually really like somebody and we did have sex on the first date, then I'd be fearful, like, I'm not going to say, are you going to think less of me if I do this? So like, I don't know if everyone thinks like you guys, or if I just sabotaged it in the completely opposite way of like, oh, now he's like, oh, fuck this girl, she fucked me. Like, you know what I mean? She must be a hoe, which we all know that I am not right now at all.
I mean, there's so many factors to it. I think when the person like thinks that way, we're like, oh, she's a hoe because she, hooked up the first date. I don't think it has to do anything with the in my case, that's the guy, right? I don't think it has anything to do with the female or the other person. I think it has to do with the oneself. You
I
see what I'm
agree.
saying? Because it's like, you're already thinking that, like, if if you think hooking up the first time somebody's a hoe or a slut, then it's, I don't know. I think it's just stupid. Because sometimes it's just chemistry. Sometimes you really like each other.
Yeah,
you
when
know?
the chemistry is hot, it's hot.
It happens, yeah.
And then I think on top of that, when you're, you know.
But I don't also agree like, let me hook up
to
see if there's chemistry. I don't agree with that either.
No, I think if there's, I mean, okay. Like if you're having an emotional connection with someone and then you meet them and you can tell if there's sexual, physical chemistry for sure. I mean, it's almost like you can feel it.
But
like
I don't agree with people. Like they want to skip steps, right? I never say, personally, I never say, oh, that was a waste of time. It's called living, right? So if I go on a couple of dates and nothing happened, I don't say, well, that was a waste of time.
Oh, no, I'm not saying
but some people think that. People are like,
but I think some people do hold out like 3 months, let's say.
Yeah.
Now, if those are your beliefs and that's what you do, absolutely do that. Nobody's negating and respecting somebody else. Because I know people that are very,
but don't hold out 2 months and then it sucks and you're like, oh man, that was a waste of time.
I mean, I wouldn't. I hold so much value in the sexual relationship of my next committed relationship and everyone I've had, and I've talked about that. I mean, that was never the problem. I place such value on the intimacy, and so people say it's intimacy. Intimacy creates connection, which creates deeper communication, which is the number one thing in a relationship.
Yeah, and you can't always expect it on the first like physical contact either, though.
Okay, fair. So you do it a couple times. I'm just saying. I wouldn't want to go 3, 4, 6 months down the road and be like, fuck, because for me, that would be a waste of time, especially at this age. Because I'm like 6 months and then to find out like we don't connect at all, hit it a couple times, it doesn't work. Yeah, at this age, that
well, nobody really goes into it saying, I hope it's, this happens.
Meaning I'm not waiting 3 months. I'm just not. If I really am into somebody, I'm saying.
But then I also believe that the woman controls if you have sex or not.
The woman absolutely controls the sex. 100%.
So that's on you. That's on you if you wait 6 months.
I'm not saying any guy is forcing me. You're changing a completely different subject.
Jeez, I didn't say that. I'm just saying, like,
Yes, women we talked about that on a show. Women control the sex. Therefore, we can change the hookup culture. Because remember this whole conversation we had? And yeah, so I'm curious. I wish more people would give feedback on what people actually think, especially guys, because girls, I get it, and we do control the sex, right? But what guys actually think if you do smash, because I like hearing you guys' opinion where, it wouldn't affect, and I know you're being genuine. I don't know if all guys think that, and then I think we're ruining.
They don't.
That's what I mean. Don't you think, like, that's why I was able to sabotage things way back in the day.
Well, guys have double standards. They want to hit everything and be hoes. And then if a woman acts, maybe not the same way, but a little to that degree, like they view you and judge you differently.
That's body count too.
I mean, all that has the same. It's all the same thing.
It all relates. They get mad if you have a high body count, but they can have one.
Yeah.
People that are into like threesomes and stuff. You can do a threesome with another girl, but you can't do it with a guy, like all that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, yeah, it all relates. I'm just, I don't know. I'm super curious. I mean, I think at this point in my life, I'm smart enough to make good connections and make a good judgment call. But in terms of, especially in that 30 range, I mean, 20s, it's a little different. I think just the emotional intelligence is different. But I think that 30 marker where you are looking to settle down, yada, yada, might be, but I think guys are judging like, oh, I'm not going to call her again because she fucked me on the first date. As to where when you're in your 40s and have a little more purpose, Christ, I've only went on two
I guess I just never think about it.
But that was my choice. Yeah. That was my choice. Yeah. So, I mean, they were fun. Okay, I digress. That's not
Worth the wait. Worth the wait.
Well, no, I mean, I just, God, I don't want to waste time on wrong people. I just don't. And being self-aware, I can kind of just tell. And I told you my new theory, like, I don't talk to a lot of dudes anyway. You know that. And my new theory is I used to be so, I kind of talked about this today with a friend. I used to be so sweet and so all those things. And now I still am. I give it a lot less freely though.
Yeah.
And so if I am, talking to a gentleman, I'm giving him the most forward, and I say obnoxious, I don't mean obnoxious, sides of myself. And if he can handle that, the sarcasm, the wit, you have a podcast, and they listen and go, oh my God, then you get the best parts of me. You know what? The empathy, the compassion, the domestic, like I'm very domesticated, just super loving, super generous.
I think I would phrase it like this.
So I'm doing it opposite because
you show what intimidates them.
Let me tell you why. Yes. And because I've been told by men the same reasons they love me, which is my loud, boisterous, party starting, always fun, in the right appropriate situations, are the same reasons they always end up like, stop being you, basically.
Yeah.
And so I'm giving you the worst parts. I say worst parts, the less feminine parts. And if you survive them, then I'm impressed because most guys can't handle, they're intimidated.
Yeah. I say you and I will have a talk about this later.
Oh, am I getting a dad lecture?
No.
Uh-oh.
A dad lecture.
A dad lecture. Well, we had a whole other thing to talk about, but we'll end it. We have so we'll kind of segue into this for next week. Scott, I have one little thing. We're gonna rate Frankie had a good question, but
and I want Scott's opinion on this one too.
Scott, you need to be in on this. But
you're
gonna
participate on this.
So next week, we'll do the red flag thing. So we always talk about red flags in other people, but shouldn't we be talking about our own red flags? Because ultimately, isn't that why we're attracting the people with the red flags we hate? And it's a great discussion.
Yeah, it is.
I watched a reel on it. I think it's going to be really good. I'm glad we did this kind of different this week. I need to adjust back into myself. But Frankie, ask your question because I think it's great.
You guys ready for this one? Scott, you ready? Oh, God. So this is a question I have for Jessica, right?
No, it's for all of us.
Okay, for all of us.
Don't put that on me.
All right.
Get the tequila ready, Scott.
Y'all ready?
Tequila.
What is the...
I'm allowed to drink. I'm allowed to drink again.
What's the question?
All right, we're going.
You ready? What's the lowest number from 1 to 10, right? 10 being hot, 1 being ugly. What's the lowest number that you've hooked up with?
He means, did you do some charity work?
Yeah, your charity work.
Scott just was like...
Start.
Your others.
What? No, meaning... In your head, you're like, oh,
God's like, it was a,
according to you.
10.
That's what I'm saying.
And Jason's like, that was a 4.
What would you say?
I haven't gone too low.
Scott, you're
Not
allowed to
me,
be
people,
honest.
not
Bullshit.
Yeah, according to your standards, like, because we all have different standards, right?
I
But
would
according to
say,
your
like,
standards,
5 maybe, 5?
a 5?
Yeah.
That's not bad charity work.
I
That's
wouldn't
fair to
do it
Midland.
otherwise, would you? Have you?
Okay, so can I tell my story real quick?
Yeah.
So back in the day, I actually texted my boy's ex-girlfriend because they were there when I was hooking up with this girl. And I said, hey, you remember when I hooked up with that girl? And she was laughing. She's like, yes. She goes, well, what would you rate her from 1 to 10, right? Because according to me, I would say maybe, I don't know, I would give her like maybe a 5 also, 6.5.
Yeah.
So her comment was, she had a banging body, but her face, so she gave her a 4.5. So I'm going to go based on her opinion. So I'm going to say a 4.5.
I respect that.
Jeff?
I'd say probably a 6.
Yeah, I actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
us.
Yeah. Julia?
I'd rather just not do it.
I've been the charity,
Who is the charity?
Yeah, nowadays I'm the charity.
Oh my God. So for me, it wasn't looks, it was quality of sex. And was it with Kevin that we talked about this when I was just
How long have
like,
you gone? I want to know.
no, it was, I would say quality of sex was a 4. And this was the one where I had to be like, yeah, I can't do this. Remember
but that's different. See, that's different. That my number will be lower than 2 because I told you about this one.
I mean, none of them were. I'm trying to think. I trying to think of who I banged. That
It's
might have
okay
been
if your
ugly.
lowest has been a 8.
No, I mean, I wouldn't. No, I guess looks wise, maybe a 6, but like quality of, and that was the one I talk about it in the episode. Poor guy. He's married now and found God. So.
Okay. Well, you know what? Next
He's over,
time,
he's
next
over
time
me.
better.
He's over me
We're gonna
going,
do
no.
we're
in the
gonna do
middle
a
of it.
follow up. We're gonna do a follow up. So next time, I want to be able to say like a 2.
So make sure you go do lots of charity work.
You guys have homework. A lot of charity work.
And for the audience, that's a joke we all have between us.
During this holiday season, make sure to give back.
Everybody has their group slumming story. Anyway, guys, it is so great to be back. I hope to be in full speed go in the next coming weeks. Still in a little pain. But thank you guys for tuning in. We will be here every Wednesday at 8:30. Take good care, guys.
Later.
Later.